My name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. So if you're watching this the day the video posts, it is free shipping day with Stampin' Up! And I wanted to make sure you knew that because it doesn't happen very often. The last time it happened, it's been about 3 years ago that it happened. So you'll want to go over to my website and you can get the extra specials that I have, because I do have some extra things that if you shop with me, I'll be throwing in as well. So that makes your little free shopping spree all the more fun. So it's only 24 hours. There is a minimum purchase of $50, but that's okay because with your minimum purchase, you get the free shipping and I'm giving you some stuff as well. So you'll get all those details when you go over to my website. It does end at midnight Mountain Time because that's where Stampin' Up! Is. So you'll want to get all the details over there. I'm going to get right to this card because it's super cute and I have a lot to do. And happy St. Patrick's Day if you are watching this. It makes it easy to remember that that's the free shipping day because it's like the pot of gold at the end of your stamping rainbow. That's what I put in my little advertisement for it. So today's card, this is yesterday's card. And so I wanted to kind of continue on. It's actually kind of backwards. But I hadn't made the card that I'm going to do today, so I had to back it up. But this is the card that I did yesterday, and if you saw it, I used all of the scrap. Here, let me pull it over because I haven't finished with it. It's still the same day for me. So I have all this scrap, and I put this little die, and these are from the brushed blooms. I don't have this stamp case laying here anymore because it's actually one of my camp projects. If you are in the Indianapolis area, for the last year, I have only had very, very small camps. We only missed 1 month because of COVID. I kept them very small and only to the people that have always come to my camps, but I am opening them back up again, very small. So I'm still not going to have hordes of people because they're in my home. But if you're interested in attending my camps, you can just contact me for information. I'm still not putting it like way out there, but this is a camp card. So I've packed this stuff up because camp's on Friday. So they're going to be making it. So I have a couple of spots left for my evening camp on Friday if you want to come. And Friday's also the last day that you can sign up for my butterfly class. So kind of all tied together. But this was the scrap paper from this. And where I got the scrap, because they're going to make both of these cards at camp. So they're all going to get a full piece of this. They're going to run this piece through the die cut machine. And so they're going to have all these butterflies. And then when they flip it over, they're going to have this beautiful piece of paper that's going to be all cut up. This is my favorite piece of paper. But we really need the butterflies because that's what this die is designed for. And this is part of my butterfly class. No, when you do one of my online classes, the only people that get to see those cards are the people in the online class. So you're not seeing anything that's going to be part of the class. But these butterflies go with this piece of paper. So I couldn't justify using that and hacking these up. But then every time you do that, then you end up with a bunch of butterflies. And you can also stamp. The stamp does the same thing. It cuts that big piece out. And you can see the stamped ones here. So every time I've done it, I've just thrown them over in this little bin. And I've just been collecting butterflies. Lots and lots and lots of butterflies. So I have tons of them. You can see all the times I've done that one piece of paper. So this card here is going to use some of those cut out butterflies because they will have them after they do it so they can make these two cards. I'm going to use the stamp set Pretty Perennials. Yesterday I used brushed blooms. I always want to call it blushed brooms. It's not brooms, but those letters get twisted in my head. Today I'm using Pretty Perennials. These are both bundles that are featured in my spring online retreat, and details for that are also on my website. It's going to be a lot of fun. But for this, there was a couple of things I wanted to do when I did this card. So first, we did a Facebook event, the girls that are a part of my team over the past weekend, and we focused on this really fun butterfly bouquet bundle. And so several of us did Facebook Lives, and it was for our customers, but we all did it together. And one of the girls, Christy, she made a really fun template. I'm not going to make the template again, but I'll show you how I did it. Because this little brick thing right here is one of the dies that comes in the butterfly bouquet. So I just put it here. Hers was different than mine. Hers went long ways, I think. And then she kind of moved her template around. I just made it once. So I laid it here, and then I put it here, and then I put it here and then here, and I ran it through the die machine 4 times. So then I made this fun little template. So now I'm going to take I did a little bit thinner than my card so I could kind of see where it was. I'm going to take Calypso Coral, but I don't want it to be coral. I kind of wanted it to be Blushing Bride, but that's already being used for camp. So you're kind of seeing into my process. I do still have 2 pads of everything, but I still have the old ones. I haven't replaced it in the new, but that's okay. We'll make it work with Calypso Coral. So I want it to be light. That one just fell out of there. So I'm just going to hold this on here. You don't need to tape it down or anything because it's not that big of a deal, especially because we want it light, and this helps you get it there. So just barely run it over with your blending brush. And these are coming back in stock soon. I did see that on the inventory report. So if you press hard, you can see the first time I tried it, they were too coral. I didn't want orange bricks. So just like that, and then just hold it again down here. And just kind of swirl it over. Just nice and light. And the nice thing is they'll have some variation of color. So some will be darker than others, just like bricks in real life. You're going to make sure you don't get on the edge, because then you'll have a line, and we don't want that. And then you can kind of lift it up before you move it. And then we have those pretty bricks. So they're nice and soft. They don't look like hard bricks against our nice soft butterflies or anything. So that's a fun way to use this little brick template. I still have the thing stuck in there. So for camp, I will have already given that they're just going to use mine. They won't need to make another one. Then I pulled the words out of the pretty perennials because the butterflies don't come with any words. I love this giant happy. And you can make it say happy lots of things in the stamp set. So at camp, they'll be able to pick what their happy is. For this card, I'm going to do happy birthday. So when you use, oh, I just got ink all over my fingers. Let me wipe this off. And I have on a really pastel outfit. Sometimes I just wipe it on my pants if I have on jeans or, you know, in the wintertime. Get that off. But you want to start with the happy because it's big. So do it first. I can go just right here over those bricks. Just like that. And then you can place, because some of the words are like, you make me happy is one of them. Or sending happy mail, I think is one. So one goes above and below, but happy birthday, obviously the birthday goes under. So do the happy first, and then you can kind of know where to put your second word. So there we have happy birthday. And I liked this because it stands up against all of the rest of the stuff we're going to do to this card. Then I just wanted it to look not grungy, but you know, it's outside. So I'm going to take my black blend and just add a little bit of speckle. Not a lot, because I don't want it to turn black. It will also help because it just got black ink on me, although I think I rubbed it off. That way if your card gets dirty, now you can see we have this. Now I wanted to add some gold leafing to my butterflies. But at camp, it can be a little bit of a challenge when you use the heat and stick powder, just because it's fidgety. And when you're using something like this, you only have one of them. So if you mess it up, it's the end. And you can use the tearing tape, but you just get a straight line. And I hate that. I hate this straight line. It just really bothers me. On some cards, it looks okay, but I'm much more an organic kind of feel person on my cards. So here's what I did. I just took a piece, and this one will go on our card, and I just tore it. It doesn't tear straight. You don't want it to tear straight, and you're probably not going to get this whole bit, which is why I kind of tore a long one, because it gives out before you get to the end, because it sticks to you, it sticks to your hands, it sticks to each other. I'm doing better on this one because, you know, now I've done it a couple of times. See, there it goes. That's the end of this one. So now I'm going to put the side that's ripped here, because this side that's still kind of a little straight will be more underneath the butterflies. And then here where it ripped, I'm just going to rip that. And again, I'm going to put the rippy side up where you'll see more of it, and the straight line under the butterflies. And then just give that a good press. And then we'll take this over here. I'm going to use different butterflies on this one than I did on my other card, partly because I've used the little coral ones apparently all up. I know one of them got stuck on a bunny. One of them must be on a card. So again, on this, I'm going to take it and I'm going to rip it in half as far as it will rip. And it's a little bit difficult to rip. It's not the, because it's the, like the tape that we use when you make a box or something. So it's pretty substantial. And then I just put on the two smaller ones, I put 2. Now we have that straight line, right? And I just said I don't like straight lines. So here's what I did. Anywhere where it was the straight line, I just lined that along the edge of the butterfly. That way, it just looks like that got cut off. So here's this one here. And we'll put it kind of here. And we'll just wrap that around. You do have to press it because it's lost a little bit of its stick because it's been stuck to my hand. There's not even any left on that at all because it's all wadded up. So we'll do this one over here. And I'm gonna do the rest of these and then I'll come back and show you how it looks after they're all stuck on here. Okay, so I hope you can see those. They just have, it's all random. I did kind of do them towards the outside. These little 2 ones have 2 pieces and this big one in the middle because it's gonna get this over the top, has 4, just so you'll see it a little bit better. So I'm gonna press down again on these and then I'm gonna pull all the tape off. And you have to be careful that it doesn't actually pull the glue off. Because like I said, normally this stuff sticks like crazy and once it's on, you'd never get it back off again. But because we've messed with it with our fingers, it's not quite as sticky. But it's plenty sticky to hold the gold leafing on. So just pull these off. And I'll do that and then I'll fast forward this bit. Okay, so I've pulled all of the tearing tape off of these. So let's move our stuff over here. You want to be careful that you don't stick these to anything because it is sticky enough that it will stick. So here's my gold leafing. You put it in and the first thing you do is you just smear it on, and I'm going to put it in here and do all of these first. That way nothing will get stuck and then we'll wipe it all off. That'll just make sure that I don't have anything stuck on it. This is so much fun. If you don't have this stuff yet, you're missing out. And plus it just looks beautiful. And every time I do it, I'm like, how could I get this to be on my nails? And this technique of doing it like this on the card, because I've done it, actually I did a card. Here comes my cat. And I don't want her in this. I did the card for the Facebook event. See, I told you it would stick to it. On the weekend, and the card itself was okay, but I put a straight line of this and the straight line, I just can't take it because this stuff's really pretty, and I tried to do it so it matched 2 pieces of paper, but it hits and then it has a line in the leafing and it just looks fake. Look how pretty that is. So just because it's torn now, it has that little bit. So you just take a sponge. You can use a sponge dauber. These are in the back of the catalog. They're super inexpensive. We use them for lots of different things. And then you just wipe off any of that other, you press it on and wipe it off. So those giant things then become small. And then this is the one. Sibby, don't. Sibby. This lives on my, my office overlooks our downstairs. Sibby. And this has been living on a part of the, she went there anyways. The part that overlooks downstairs. And so now there's a big hole because this is now over here and not there. So she's decided to go check it out. And then that one. So let me move this back out of the way. Okay, and then one more element that I want to add to it is this die, but the reason I haven't pre-done this is because I've heard some people say that they have had some issues with running their dies through the machine. So I'm going to show you how I've been doing it, because every die machine is a little bit different, because the more times you've used it, the way it's calibrated, all of it just sets it off a little bit different. So I have been putting mine in and running them upside down and kind of right here in the middle, for a couple of reasons. One, it cuts a little bit stronger when it's upside down because those blades are towards the top. And the second reason is, and I've gone twice. Well, for one, if I didn't use a crushed up plate, you can see though, I can see if that's all cut. And if it's not, like you can look, and mine is all cut, I can see that. But if it's not, before you've let it all go and it's separated itself and you have to line it back up, then you can go one more time again. Sibby, she's gonna knock stuff off. But you can see that cut perfectly well. Don't even have to knock anything out. So if you're having issues, try that. Also, don't try to do a zillion of them at once, because then you just spend time picking them all apart, and it's much faster to just do that, even if you did it 4 times, as opposed to putting 4 of them on there and then rolling them through and then having to sit here and pull them all apart. So now what we have to do is put this together. So we're going to do 2 of them on the outside, and I'm going to do this one here. So our smallest one ends up above the happy birthday. And I just kind of put my adhesive here. I did the little flip of the wing, and then I just kind of positioned it there. I like giving them that little bit of a bend, but I do want to make sure they're on the card, so that's why I lay it down there first. And then I don't want it to all the way stick in it. And then that way this one can go over the top of the other 2. And see, I've lost some of that, so let's move it up. Although I think if I move it up, we're going to lose some of the other. So my positioning on my gold, not so much. I do want that underneath. And then this, just fold this up. And I didn't put any gold on it because it's kind of delicate. And I went with the butterfly that was one size smaller than this one. And then that way all of that gold leafing will show through. It doesn't have to be the exact butterfly. They all have a match in the outline, but it doesn't have to be the one that matches. And then I'm going to take one of our gilded gems and just pop one of those on the top of its body. And then you could do, if you want to use these as well, I would do it this way, and put one here and one here and one here, and then they would fit on the card better that way. So you can do them either direction. Mine had to go this way because that's the way my bricks were going, because I did my bricks before I did my butterflies. So here's this one. Here it is with 3 smaller butterflies, just as cute. You get, I see a little bit more maybe of my gold. This one should have just been moved down a little bit, but super fun. I'm so happy I thought about tearing the tear-in tape because it does make it a lot, it just looks more natural to me than having a straight line of gold in your card. So if you're interested in getting in on the free shipping today, then visit my website if you want to take my online classes. The butterfly one finishes signups on the 20th, but the retreat has a little bit longer. But I would love it if you're going to do it, if you sign up so I can order supplies on free shipping day myself. Because, you know, that's always a bargain because I pay shipping too. So everybody have a great day and happy St. Patrick's Day. Bye.